Alright, where is... Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. I completely forgot. It's an art stream, but for some reason I clicked onto the usual tab for streaming the games. Anyway, uh, hello everyone to people just joining, people who have been waiting, and everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this. Hello, welcome to another stream, and welcome to something that I haven't actually done for God knows how long. It's been, as I have said, like, both in the going live posts and also in on stream the other day. Um it has been a good many months since the last time I did an art stream. It's been a good few months. And not through any fault of my own, I just genuinely forgot or didn't have too much sort of like of a push or kick to do art streams. Even though that's kind of weird, I really should have had a bit more of a kick for it. Anyway, I'm gonna do Pokemon Mystery Dungeon music, but with a raining ambience because I do kind of like that, but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'll actually find a proper video for it instead of the one with the raining ambience, even though it's nice. Let me think. I'll go for the calm day in Pokemon this time around. Right. Anyway, terms of stuff that I want to focus on today. Not 100% sure yet because, as I said, I wanted to do this, but at the same time I didn't have a proper plan for it. But maybe some small little doodly bits, maybe some practice and whatnot, because as you can see here, I was practicing like drawing hands and stuff earlier throughout the day just to warm myself up a little bit. But at the same time, I could continue doing that a little bit and then sort of move on to other things. At the same time, you're wondering what this third tab here is for? Favorite character bingo that I'm slowly trying to fill in, which is about halfway done. The free slot doesn't count, so I've done 7 out of the 14 that I need to fill in for it. And that's coming along nicely. But aside from that, not too sure. So I think starting off, just to get us, I guess, eased into things nicely, I'm probably going to do like little practice bits to sort of warm up a little bit. And then once I've done a little bit of like warm-up practice and stuff, who knows, I can either do a thing that I was already working on or try and do a new small little thing and then possibly do like stuff for the PNG. Because if you weren't here, then you probably don't know this, and if you were here and remember it, that's good, but I'm just going to go over it anyway. One thing that I have noted about the PNG is that while it like does bring things to life a little bit, there's still some aspects that is kind of lacking in terms of how expressive it is. Like, I could be completely, like, shocked or angry or upset, and that doesn't really come through very well on the PNG, you know, despite, you know, blinking, talking, flapping its gums and whatnot, and sort of bouncing around. It doesn't reflect very well. So, one thing I do want to do is that I do want to sort of make more, stuff for this. Probably using what I already have as a base and then going through, like, going from there. But if I was to note, I'm gonna make another thing like to note down what I would need. Kind of like what I would do for game dev streams, where I would use it to like illustrate stuff with diagrams and whatnot, or sort of write down, this is my checklist for things that I'm trying to sort of do for a specific like mechanic or system and whatnot. So here I'm gonna say what is going on? Why is it not? Okay, that was weird. For some reason, it was highlighting that, which was weird. So, odd thing. Anyway, now I solved that, now let's do PNG stuff to do. So, in terms of, like, different sort... Because each of these would be its own state. So, like, if you can remember how, the Christmas clothes for this were its own separate state in the software that I use, each of like the different emotions and stuff would be a different state, which may not be the most effective thing, but for what I want it to do, it works. So, or it will work. So, I'm just gonna do it like that. So, yeah, right, shocked, sad, angry, laugh. Because maybe I'd want one for when I'm laughing as well. Because maybe, you know, that would that would be pretty good too. Yeah. So shocked, sad, angry, and laugh. Those are the, I guess, the 4 other little like points of emotion I want to sort of have the PNG actually sort of work with. But we'll get to that in a bit. Like I said, we'll get to that in a bit once I've done like little practice bits and other doodly bits. So that's the list of PNG stuff that I want to do. Either today or at some other point, maybe in my own time or during another art stream. Who knows? But yeah, so as I was saying, I want to do some small practice bits at first. Because at the moment, because I haven't been properly consistent with art again, which is kind of sad, considering the fact that up until Christmas, I was, at the very least, somewhat consistent, doing art at least once or twice a week. Not on stream, but in my own spare time, just sort of like taking a day to sort of say, yeah, I'm doing this today. But yeah, no, and since I've had, like, such an extensive, like, break from doing things, like, like, even semi-consistently, I've been sort of, like, trying to do all the basic stuff again, so, like, drawing, if I go, I did not mean to do that, that was terrible, so I'm gonna go, open, hold on, actually, I could do this from the... Yeah, so, drawing, like, heads at different angles, like, different poses and whatnot as well, hands as well, may possibly do, like, the torso or legs and stuff. I'm probably going to do things, like, separately and then sort of bring things together again, just so I at least know how things look at different angles in isolation, and then I just, you know, properly, like, get back into doing, like, proper, sort of, like, I suppose, in a way, full-scale, drawings. Some of the ones on this reference kind of... I'll go for this reference sheet for, like, drawing hands and stuff, because... And this was one of the ones I was using when I was practicing drawing the head, so... Also, one thing I tried to look into, because it's something that I've sort of discussed with Heater a good few times previously, it's about, like, attending, like, life drawing sessions, because apparently those are a pretty useful way to sort of get more of a finer understanding of anatomy and whatnot. However, I looked in my local area, and sadly, there just isn't any of those, like, anywhere at all, and I'm just thinking to myself, that's sad, that just kind of shows how uncultured my area is. And that kind of sucks, because I feel like it would be good for me. I mean, it would get me out of the house, for one, and two, it would give me a good way of, you know, properly understanding some of the more, like, trickier aspects of anatomy that I may or may not understand, especially if it was, like, regardless of whether it was, like a male or female sort of, like, reference sort of point, it would be good. Especially if it was like drawing women, because I've only done that the one time. That was for Dragon's birthday last year, and since then have not done that. And that kind of sucks, considering the fact that I didn't do too badly. I did pretty well, despite it being the first proper time I drew like women, because, well, I specifically thought I want to draw her avatar, or wanted to draw her avatar like as a little birthday present, and that's what I did, and specifically learn how to draw women just so I could draw that for her. And yeah, like it turned out pretty well. But since I haven't done that since then, I most definitely wouldn't be able to draw that again, or at the very least to the same level of, like, I say quality, but it wasn't like the most impressive piece, but it was still very good. So I guess, but I wouldn't be able to draw it to the same level that I was able to before, which is kind of sad. So if I ever wanted to do something like that for her or for anyone else, in general, or for anything else, if I wanted to, I mean, Shot in the Dark, if I ever wanted to, like, make, like, like anything for D&D or anything like that, then it would be a good skill to have. But as it stands, I haven't really had any strong reason to. I feel like I shouldn't need a strong reason to, but that's just how my brain works sometimes. Sometimes I just look at things and think, do I have a reason to do this? And if I don't, then do I really need to do this? So, and it's not always the best way of thinking, because sometimes that just kind of holds me back from learning about things that are genuinely interesting and whatnot. Also, this is definitely Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, that's Mesagose from Scarlet and Violet. On the note of Scarlet and Violet, I like how every time the note of the Nintendo Switch's graphics come up, like, Nintendo, like, haters always go to Scarlet and Violet as the quote-unquote gotcha for, oh, so you're wanting your games to look like this. Like, why would you do that? When you're using the literal worst example of how the Nintendo Switch's graphics can look, and I say look no further than how incredible the Xenoblade games look visually on the Switch, especially Xenoblade 3, definitely Xenoblade 3, and quite possibly soon Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, because that comes out in March. That's going to be fun. That's going to be great to have. And it means that every single known Xenoblade game is finally on Switch, and that's crazy. Like, never did I think the day would arrive when that kind of thing would happen, but it's happening. It's happening. It's so cool. I put these on the same layer, didn't I? Whoops. So cut, paste onto its own layer, and then I don't have these sharing the same layer. Cool. Yeah, no, but that's gonna be great. I can't wait. When it gets closer to the release date, I'm definitely gonna do like the pre-orders and stuff, because I want it. I fucking want it. I want it so bad. Like, I never had a Wii U, so I never got to play the original Xenoblade X, but then again, I was only getting into the Xenoblade games round about the time it released. So yeah, no, like, it would be nice to finally experience what I missed. It's kind of like how it's been with Skyward Sword, because although I had a Nintendo Wii, because I wasn't properly into the Zelda series at that point when Skyward Sword was released, I never played the original, like, release of Skyward Sword, which is kind of sad. Because genuinely, like, it's been a fun experience. Aside from the whole getting used to the motion controls and whatnot, though, it kind of probably doesn't help how cramped I am, like, with my setup. I definitely feel like if I had more of the room for like swinging around the Joy-Con and whatnot, then it definitely would be a bit of an easy experience overall. But at the moment, with how I'm just kind of like cramped in, it just like makes it very easy to possibly either hit a monitor, or as I did like a good few weeks back, accidentally knock off one of my favorite mugs onto the floor and then watch it shatter, which I'm still upset about that. Like, that was one of my favorite mugs and I accidentally broke it. That wasn't even my intention. I was just trying to do a thing and then I knocked it onto the floor. So yeah, my hope is that experiencing like Xenoblade Chronicles X when it releases will likely be it will likely be a similar sort of experience. But yeah, back to things. Also, but I can't. Also, one thing that I didn't mention last week during Game Dev Stream, because I suppose it wasn't really an important thing to bring up. It kind of is a little thing, but it wasn't too much of an important thing to bring up. One of my co-workers at work actually got me a watch, and the thing is, I wasn't expecting it because, like, I mentioned, like, in passing the week beforehand that, I need to get myself a watch. I don't have one yet. And then I show up to work last week, and then my assistant manager tells me that, this person, hello, Hitor, I'm doing practice bits before I do anything else. But, you know, like, I go into work, like, last week, and then I'm told by my assistant manager, oh, hey, so-and-so, like the co-worker that I talked to got me a watch, and it just genuinely caught me by surprise, because I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it to happen. Like, I don't normally expect people to do things like that. Not that I don't expect kindness from people who, like, who I get along with and whatnot, but generally speaking, I don't normally, like, have the sort of experience of mentioning a small thing and then suddenly, oh, they've gotten me a thing and I wasn't expecting it. So it definitely left me just, but yeah, no, the reason why I bring up the watch is every so often I forget, and then I'm reminded by its mere existence on my desk, considering the fact that if I stop and listen closely enough, I can hear the watch ticking. Yeah, I can hear it. I mean, you won't be able to hear it, but I can hear it, like, if I listen closely enough. If things are quiet enough, but normally it's, you know, not that, you know, quiet, so... But I do hope that I at least find a little bit of the push to try and get on with doing stuff for the PNG today, because I'm gonna be honest, that was kind of like, I did say I didn't have a plan for things today, but at the same time, I would be lying if I didn't say that that trying to do stuff for, like, adding onto the PNG was not one of, well, if I didn't say it was one of my motivations, because it definitely was one of my motivations for today. Ouch. I'm just hurting my chin more by just like flicking the pen against like, because it's the nib of the pen that's scratching it. And not in like the fun like trying to sort of get rid of an itch way. It's more of the sort of, it's kind of sharp, so it's kind of hurting sort of scratch kind of way. I don't know why I would consider getting rid of an itch. I don't know. I don't know why I consider things some ways sometimes. Like, I don't know why. Sometimes I just refer to a thing as the funny thing when it's not, you know, funny, but, you know, it's just how I often sometimes refer to things. Like, aha, the funny art stream, or haha, the funny old doohigamajig, and stuff like that. Also, for people who are watching things back, or people just joining and whatnot, I'm kind of in a little yap mode, so I hope you don't mind that. There's just kind of a lot that's like, I guess, easier to talk about during an art stream, because I'm not trying the yapinate. Yeah. Because unlike a game dev stream, I'm less inclined to try and put so much of my brain power into trying to figure things out. So, so hey, it makes it easier to actually focus on talking and stuff, in a way. Also, either, oh, no, wait, no, not either. I think during, like, ad breaks, I'm definitely gonna try and use them as a chance to finish the favorite character bingo. Yeah, I said that weirdly. The favorite character bingo, because I do want to get it done before before I go to sleep. And I definitely get the strong feeling that I'm not going to be focusing too much on getting that done when I finish stream. I'm going to be focusing on, you know, chilling and playing games and stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna try and sort of use ad breaks as a chance to kind of get that done in a way. But yeah, it's honestly nice to go back to, like, learning stuff over again sometimes. Not repeatedly, because I know that sometime in the past I've had, like, too terrible of a habit of, like, restarting from zero with art so many times, like, even after, like, a few weeks. But at the very least, it's not, like, as bad as it normally would be. There's some skill that I've retained, but at the same time, it's just getting the rest of it back, if that makes sense. And at the very least, in a sense, I'm doing things a bit, like, more of the sort of, like, proper, like, progression. Like, starting off with smaller basics and then working my way up, rather than trying to push myself back into just working on my reference sheet for my first OC, or literally any other big pieces, or trying to wrap my head around understanding proper shading and lighting and stuff. I'm just getting the actual, like, making sure I understand, like, the basic structure anatomy and stuff again, and And I know there's, like, no right or wrong way to do it. Like, it's dependent on the person most of the time. Although there are, like, some sort of, like, expectations for, like, oh, if you at least know these little bits, then that's fine. But it feels like I'm doing things, like, in a better way compared to how I would have tried to get back into art before. Which is good. I have learned it in that way. Yeah. A hand broken down into basic shapes and stuff. Also, on, like, the subject of, like, doing, like, little practice bits and whatnot, or learnings and stuff, I definitely feel like if I was properly learning how to, like, make things in Blender and whatnot, then I definitely have the strong feeling that I could definitely make a stream out of learning how to do stuff in Blender. Especially if it's for the platformer. Especially if it's, like, trying to do the texture unwrapping and whatnot to actually have textures for the wrap, because at the moment, yeah, it's just nothing but plain white on that material. But then the thing I have to think about, and I'm gonna go into my little blank thing where I said PNG stuff to do, because this is just mostly a blank space for me making notes and whatnot, so I'm gonna throw it in here with this. Throw it on over. I'm gonna say, so for model texturing for project, because the main thing with like PS1 style games or games from the PS1 era is that there wasn't, like, dynamic shadows or anything like that for, like, model textures and whatnot. Like, shadows and, like, lighting or any sort of, like, semblance of lighting, I suppose, they were essentially painted into the texture. In a way. So, if I wanted to make things look, I guess, as they would in that era, then I'd have to, you know, take careful consideration of, well, what would look good for shadows on this character or object or whatnot. But that's for when I eventually get to that, because I'm not there yet, but I will be there eventually. So, stuff to keep in mind. And I hope you realize that as I'm explaining this, I am just sort of gesticulating and waving my hands around and sort of, like, fluttering them back and forth. Just to sort of emphasize things. Also, gesticulating is a funny little word. I like that word. I like funny little words. Bruising. And see, this is why I say that I need, like, a laughing sort of state for the PNG. Because at the moment, me laughing just still looks like my finger's just flapping his gums. It needs a proper thing. But yeah, no. Also, in terms of, like, because in some regards I am breaking things down into, like, some basic shapes and whatnot. this thing, like, at that angle, I guess in a way I kind of struggled to sort of, like, look at things when it has, like, this particular kind of angle and think, how the hell do I split that into basic shapes? I guess it would very much be something like this? Unless I'm wrong, I don't know. Or I've really fucked up on that angle there, I think. Like, this hand here. Because I am doing, like, little practice bits. And I am trying to break them down into sort of basic shapes as I go along with things. Like, because of course, like the wrist and whatnot is, or the end of the forearm and wrist is here. And then, of course, it goes into the hand and whatnot. But it's trying to break this thing with how it's angled into a basic shape that I kind of struggle with sometimes. It would definitely have to be more of like a 3D shape by comparison to the... It'd be like a thin rectangle. Like, if I was like, let me illustrate. Like, oh wait, I definitely messed this up. I've definitely messed this up. Would it be like something like this, or am I wrong if I was to split them into two? I get the feeling you're gonna have to do what you normally do with this type of thing and then send me how you would do it, because I feel like I might have misinterpreted this. And that's the whole part of learning. Yes, I thought you would. I knew you would. I knew you would make example, because you do give me advice too, and I appreciate. But yeah, what did I do? I'm in OBS. I thought I was tabbed back into here. What was I doing? Kind of odd. Right. Do a different one. I've done that one. Done that one. I've done this funny little one. I guess the hand just kind of like resting. I guess in most cases this would just be like the hand resting kind of at the side in a way. I'll do this one, because this one will be useful to do too. So I shall do... Did I? I did not put it... I never put it on a separate layer anyway! Ugh! God! I guess the funny thing you could say is that you're not a true artist if you haven't at least put a thing onto... Can you show me the other hand again? I need screenshot. Yeah, this one. Right here. Okay, right. Right, the little resting hand, that's what I was doing. There, that's the one. But yeah, no, as I was saying, like, the fun thing you could say is that you're not a real artist unless you've at least put, if you haven't at least drawn things on the wrong layer once. Because it's essentially just a rite of passage for artists and whatnot, that you're going to draw a thing on the wrong layer once in your lifetime doing this stuff, and then once you've done it, then you have experienced it, and that is the artist thing to do sometimes. Could stretch this other one out a little bit, because I feel like it's a bit too short. Also, I know that normally, like, with art streams, I would just work on things. So, I guess it's, like, a bit odd to just be doing the actual, like, learning bits on stream instead. But, it's not all bad, I suppose, but I definitely need to adjust some things, because this isn't lining up with things properly. So, if So, yesterday, and I guess I kind of forgot that it was happening, or I never knew it was happening, because I guess because of change or shifting opinions for the company, that I wasn't, you know, paying too much attention to them. But it was the Xbox, like, developer direct thing. And as far as I'm aware, the release date for Doom: The Dark Ages was announced, which is cool, and they announced, like, the collector's edition and stuff. And they announced a new Ninja Gaiden 4, and they announced an Unreal Engine remake of Ninja Gaiden. I say they announced that. They shadow dropped the remake of Ninja Gaiden 2 onto Game Pass on the same day as the direct. However, there are some things that I've seen about that, which I will probably get to soon. Wait, I'm trying to remember what point I was trying to make. I don't know, hold on. Oh, I know. I think talking about Ninja Gaiden was the main thing I wanted to focus on, because yeah, no, it's kind of crazy. So what essentially happened is that I have talked plenty on game dev streams and stuff about optimization and reducing file sizes and stuff, and how so many devs nowadays really just don't optimize file sizes and don't use engines to the best of their abilities while keeping in mind, you know, file sizes. As this is going to be a thing that I constantly repeat because this is like the main focus of this. So yeah, that remake of Ninja Gaiden 2 that Shadow dropped yesterday, the original Ninja Gaiden 2 was 10 gigabytes, which, it's not too bad. Like, that's really not much compared to like most of the storage space of modern PCs and whatnot. I'm aware that definitely back in the day, like when it was released, that would have been like pretty fucking big, but nowadays it's relatively small. But the problem is that the remake of Ninja Gaiden 2 is 80. I think I'm right. I might be completely entirely wrong, and 80 gigs. Yeah, no. I was right. And that's kind of crazy, because like, I know the funniest reaction that I saw, like, to seeing the Unreal logo in the trailer for the Ninja Gaiden 2 remake was from Maximilian Dude, and like, it was like a very short reaction, but it was on a post saying a very normal reaction to seeing the Unreal Engine logo in modern gaming is that he saw it and was like, uh-oh. Which, I don't fucking blame him, because as I have said, so many devs really just don't know how to optimize file sizes when using Unreal Engine. They go big with all the effects and all the features that the engine offers them, especially with the lighting and whatnot, and they just don't consider like low-end PCs, or they use bullshit NVIDIA DLSS or AI upscaling, and it really shouldn't have to be the focus of, developers, but for some reason they're just buying into it because they're like, oh, we don't have to optimize. We could just make things look like it's going to deep fry and cook your PC from the inside out. But yeah, no, the whole thing with Ninja Gaiden 2's remake has kind of sparked the whole like controversy with Unreal, and people using Unreal not knowing how to optimize stuff, or just optimization in games in general just being very lackluster. And this is the reason why for my project, because of like the style of game, I essentially turned off all of the very like heavy settings that would normally guarantee a huge fuck ass file size, but turn them off because, one, I don't need them, and two, even if I would need like standard lighting and whatnot, I could just change those kind of settings back to what would be present in Unreal Engine 4, and it would still be very acceptable. It would still look visually acceptable. So, most Western developers just don't know what the hell they're doing. And I know indie devs can definitely make better of like an engine's resources in most cases, while at the same time keeping it's just kind of It's insane. And it kind of upsets me a bit, but also I know I said I was going to get to it in a bit, but I thought, well, this was actually the main point I was trying to make by talking about the Xbox Developer Direct. So there we go. Yeah, no. Also, I know I definitely want to stream Fortnite again, like, at least once or twice before the current season ends. Which I'll probably do that sometime soon. But one thing that I guess has kind of developed lately with Fortnite is that there was a rumor going around for quite some time that skins from Kaiju number 8, that anime, that series, was were going to be added because there was stuff found in the files for it. There was a pickaxe found in the files for it which looked eerily like well, Kaiju number 8. And today the Fortnite account officially confirmed the existence of the Kaiju number 8 skins, but I look at the quality of those skins and I think, wow, we just had Hatsune Miku added to the game, and despite the render not looking the best, the skin itself was great and looked very good, and there was a lot of thought and care put into it. And then we go to the Kaiju number 8 skins, and yeah, no, a major downgrade. They look kind of bad in my opinion. I think they look kind of shit. But that's my opinion. May not necessarily be your opinion or anyone else's opinion, but my opinion is that I think the Kaiju number 8 skins don't look that good. They look about as off as the characters do in the anime, because I know that the one thing that I was aware of up until Kaiju number 8's actual release was that there were some major visual changes from how characters looked in the manga compared to the anime, and looking between the two is like, yeah, because I haven't read it. I didn't know too much about it before I watched season 1, and I looked at it and I thought, yeah, this kind of looks off. Why would you change them that much? They didn't look that great. And looking at the Fortnite skins, I think, wow, they look just as awkward as the characters look in the anime, which, you know, kind of, eh. Also, 100%, the opening for Kaiju number 8 sucks. Okay, you sent an example. Cool. Gonna take a look. Ah, okay, right. I can see what you mean now. Yeah, I can see that now. Thank you, Hia. So, what song is this? This is Floroma Town from Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Oh, God, now I'm remembering... Right. This is another thing I'm going to have a mild rant about regarding Pokemon, because I've already... No, to be fair, I never finished my little rant about Scarlet and Violet. That last song reminded you of sleep. That's because it was from Pokemon's. It was from Pokemon Sleep. It was Cyan Beach Day from Pokemon Sleep. But yeah, no, like... Oh wait, no, I actually did finish my rant regarding Scarlet and Violet and how people always use it as like the gotcha for, oh, you want your games to go on Switch and look like this, when they use that as the literal worst example. But yeah, no, like, there are good examples of how games can look great on the Switch. Like, look at the Xenoblade series on Switch, or look at Super Mario Odyssey, or literally look at anything that's not... Like, choose anything on the Switch that's literally not Pokemon. Like, Fire Emblem Three Houses I can understand to a small extent, but it doesn't look terrible. It's just that it looks a little bit quirky. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are visually stunning. And, like, we've been new, like... Because I'm gonna be honest, like... Before Pokemon came to the Switch, it finally felt like they were getting their shit together with 3D Pokemon games on the 3DS. And then Sword and Shield happened. And then fucking Scarlet and Violet eventually happened. Legends Arceus wasn't too bad. It was trying to do something different with its art style, but at the same time, it had some of the visual trappings of modern Pokemon. Namely grass textures and trees and stuff, but at the same time, it didn't look too terrible, I'll say. But, like, the one thing I'll give Scarlet and Violet is that they gave a bit more sheen and texturing and stuff to some of the Pokemon. Especially ones with, like, more metallic texturing or sort of, like, fur and fluff and whatnot. But there's, like, you'll think, like, it's so narrow-minded, it's annoying. Like, it's so annoying. Like, choose, like, something that actually looks bad, and then, like, and, you know, hasn't been used in people's arguments so many times over instead of, you know, haha, 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 Pokemon Scarlet and Violet look like shit, this is the reason why you shouldn't, you know, do stuff on Nintendo Switch, or this is how shit the Switch's performance is, when that has nothing to do with it. It's just, you know, lack of polish and lack of care. Yeah, no, like, oh god, like, here's the thing, it's funny to shit on the Seven Deadly Sins, because not only did the animation get terrible, but that series is kind of bad anyway, but, or at the very least, from what I hear, it's bad. But there are so many series that is just so visually breathtaking and stunning, or how it's animated in fight scenes and stuff is just so, God, it melts my mind. It makes me think, holy shit, this is awesome. And yeah, there are some that are like, I mean, sure, there are some that, very lackluster. It could be a lot better. I'm looking at you, Season 2 of Tower of God, because what the fuck happened to you? You could have been great, but you changed studios. I don't know what happened to the studio that animated the first season, but goddamn, Season 2 looked, ugh. Like, makes me want to vom. Like, actual garbage Season 2, because it looked so stiff! It looked so stiff, and like there was barely any motion or anything. Like, you have a series with like fight scenes and stuff, and you're telling me that you're not going to put much effort into it at all, or the rights go to a studio that can't animate fight scenes that well. Like, it's almost like Blue Lock Season 2. And I know how bad that was. Like, what the fuck happened with... Like, I've never watched Blue Lock Season 1, but what the fuck happened with Blue Lock Season 2? That was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. Like, imagine having a series that goes from very decent animation from the first season to looking like it was just, like, people just drawing only the manga panels and doing nothing in between in the second season. Like, imagine that. Like, I can't believe that was allowed to happen. And I know it was definitely very much a case of not too many people able to work on the project. And that sucks. Like, you shouldn't have to have a thing where only, like, a very small number of people are putting work in. Like, that's just cruel and barbaric. Also, ad break in about 38 seconds. I really should have mentioned it sooner, but I was too busy yapping away. Yeah, no, it sucks. It sucks so bad. When you have things that either have potential, or have things that were doing very well, that is just... it just loses its source. And I'll probably talk more about that when the ad break finishes, because, you know, that's happening. So, I'm gonna throw the sign up, I'm gonna take a small break, and I'll be right back. So hang on tight. And we are... Oh, wait, wrong one. And we're back. Sorry about that, chat. I was doing the daily ritual of keeping the doctor away. And if you didn't get that, then I'm just going to spell it out. I was eating an apple. Now, they always say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but what if? What if you had 2 apples a day? Would that keep 2 doctors away? Or would they cancel each other out and the doctor would come towards you anyway? One has to wonder. I'm asking the real questions here. Also, I'm going to add the thing that you did, Hita, as a little reference thing to learn from as well. Also, ow, where's the inside of my mouth hurt? Oh. Okay, there we go. Huh. That was odd. Great. And now another layer. Cool. Right-ho. Just keep that the way it is there. And then here, do the thingy, do hickamajig. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, what is up, Peter? What is up? What's it? I got the unmute stream. Oh, that's understandable. You missed me asking the important question of, like, they always say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but what if you have 2? Would that, cancel each other out? Would that keep 2 doctors away? Ouch. Right, there we go. I definitely need to bring these down a little bit. See, real questions are being asked. I fucking love Pokemon Black and White too. Ah, seriously, that's the inside of my mouth. Why does this one thing hurt? Ah. It's gonna get on my nerves as I try and get on with things. Right. I think now that I've done enough little hand bits, I'm gonna move on to doing other stuff. I don't know if that will mean like more practice bits. I might do more practice bits because I've drawn heads, I've drawn hands. I guess drawing legs would probably be my next logical step. Or, I mean, maybe arms, because I have done hands. Arms would probably actually be the next logical step. So... Right, this will be for arms, because I've done hands, and really I should have included, like, arms in that, but I don't know why I didn't. So, I swear, I feel like every so often I somehow stumble across ones that I've already used as a drawing reference, way back when. Like, either from... Yeah, no, I've already used this one. Or the one I just found. Fun times. Though I swear, sometimes trying to find things is a bit difficult. But this is definitely one that I've used before. Me when I'm trying to find drawing references, but I struggle to find them because sometimes the internet is unreliable. Right. These ones were all the ones I found today. So, right. To be fair, a lot of them are very, like, very simplified in terms of, like, how things are drawn, because there isn't, like, actually any of the details drawn in. So in a way, it makes it a bit easier to sort of, like, look into the shapes and whatnot. Also, one thing I'll say that is kind of sad, and this is because I recently, or I say recently, like literally from yesterday and until today, I've been rewatching it. I'm kind of sad that like the Cuphead show never got any more seasons or anything like that. that once season 3 ended, like, Netflix was just, you know, I think at the time they were in their spiel of, like, cancelling, like, animation projects because, you know, Netflix were being stupid heads, and probably still are to this day, that series was likely caught in the midst of it, which kind of sucks, because I enjoyed the Cuphead show. I enjoyed all 3 seasons. Like, I think they're pretty solid. And there are definitely things out there that really don't deserve how many seasons they've gotten. I'm looking at you, Big Mouth. I don't think you're worth having so many seasons. Because I think you're literal trash. But yeah, no. Like, very stupid and dumb and annoying that, like, genuinely good series are shafted and the terrible ones are just, you know, left alone. Also, quite honestly, I did not get on with the the favorite character bingo in any way while the outbreak was happening, because I literally went to put stuff in the sink and then grab an apple and eat that, and then, you know, those little bits took up the entire time of the outbreak. So I'll probably try and get on with that stuff in a little while during the next ad break. So I'll do that then. You have 5 left. Oh, you're finally getting there. Yay! I have 7 left. Because I did half of it before stream, and then I thought, well, I'll get on with finishing this in a bit. Oh yeah, no, I remember one thing about roughly the time when, or literally when Scarlet and Violet released, because if people remember, then you do remember. If you don't, or didn't know about the stuff in the first place, then I'll explain it to you. Like, Scarlet and Violet were also one of the many victims of Nintendo Switch games that got leaked fairly early, and because of that, copies of Scarlet or the ROM for Scarlet and Violet were just available to people before its official release. And the one thing that I was kind of like concerned about what people were saying was concerning the performance and the frame rate and the memory leaks and stuff, and I was thinking, well, like, before it released, I was thinking, well, maybe that's because you got your hands on a game that wasn't, you know, officially released, so it was probably still waiting for a patch and what not. But no, game releases, gets its official day 1 patch, and everyone starts having the same problems too. And it's like, well, I didn't actually run into, like, crashing or anything. It was mostly, like, performance and stuff due to how poorly the game was handling memory leaks and the like. I also realized I've been putting these on the same layer again. Now, this kind of counts as like upper body stuff. This also technically counts as like doing arms because there's like a pose for the arms. So I'll do some of these ones here. Also, genuine thing that I'm thinking, chat and people watching things back, is that I genuinely surprise myself sometimes with how much I can yap on stream, because maybe it's just like what I'm predisposed to think of myself and how I handle myself with talking about things, but or how I look at myself in terms of how I talk about things, but a lot of the time I feel like I don't have too much to say, but then somehow I just yap and go on and on about stuff. And I guess in a way it comes as a big shock because as I said, I don't expect myself to be able to talk about things that much. So, especially considering the fact that I look at myself in conversation with most other people and I think, what do I say here? And I'm fairly certain that, like, people in chat or people watching things back have had that sort of thought or experience at least, like, once in their life where they're talking to a person or with a person and then they just think, what do I even do? And, you know, had that thought a lot, like, many, many times. So being able to just yap in a way, like in this way, is like, it's refreshing, don't get me wrong, but it's also shocking to me because I don't expect myself to be able to do that. So it's not like in a self-deprecating sense, but it's more of a sort of I understand how I would normally act in a social situation kind of thing. So this is definitely X and Y. I can't remember what town it's from. It's Cambriere Town. Okay. Do 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 do. Where is... There it is. Just taking a moment to sort of think. There we go. Nice. It was this one that I was doing. At the very least, doing this also makes me think, if I wanted to draw a character at this angle, I'd need to make sure, like, the shape kind of sort of follows this structure. Because it would go like that. And then throwing in, like, how the arms are positioned or posed here. I hope I elongated this a little bit too much. Hold on. Right, that's better. That's much better. Right. There we go. Right. Right. Carrying on. Where is my pen? There it is. I also realized that I put these two on the same layer as well. God damn it. Oh well. I want to do like some of these like this side view one as well, because I feel like this would be good to keep in mind. Even though it's like not a proper like sort of straight positioned like side view thing to study from. Doing it in this pose is also neat if I ever wanted to have a character sort of like leaning forward for a thing at all. And while it's not like the basic shapes thing that I was doing earlier, at the very least, these things are being kind of like divided in a way. Do. I feel like I definitely draw this in a little bit. So, take that, do that, shift it in. I would definitely shrink this down a tad. That's okay. Cool. I go toiler, BRB, heater. Also, bear in mind, chat and people watching things back, while I do say that I am genuinely impressed with how much I'm able to yap while I'm on stream, there is a limit to how much I can do before I just inevitably, I guess, tire myself out. and I guess it very much also depends on like how much of it I do within like a short amount of time. Like I definitely notice that I do tend to just like drain myself of all possible energy for things if I just let it all just sort of explode within a short span of time. So, you know, right. Yeah, no, this one. This one's always a nice one to do. And the reason why I say that is because this is not the first time I'm using like this set of like references to practice from. I've used it a couple of times already, but it's kind of funny how it like looking for stuff today, it ended up there again. But thinking back to rewatching things, like there are movies that I want to rewatch at some point because I simply love them or want to revisit them and stuff, or I haven't seen them since I went to the cinema, and like despite me saying that I really enjoyed them, I just forget to rewatch them again and again. Like with Across the Spider-Verse, with Transformers 1, because I don't know if I have made it clear before on stream or anything, but Transformers 1, great Transformers movie. Really enjoyed it when I went to see it. If you haven't seen it, and you like Transformers, then definitely recommend it. It's on digital, so you can watch it, but I went to see it in the cinema the first time with my friend when it was, or with one of my friends when it was in cinemas, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was so great. But like that, Across the Spider-Verse, I'm trying to think of other movies that I haven't really gone back to rewatch since I saw them in the cinema. I guess Sonic 2, actually, now that I think about it. Because despite having seen all... and Sonic 1, because despite having seen all three of the Sonic movies in cinemas with my friends, like with my uni friends, uni gang, Heater included, because he's part of that gang too. I haven't rewatched Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, and I really feel like I should, because it would be it would be nice to see, you know, how things have changed slowly over time, especially considering how different 3 was compared to the very first movie. Like, it's crazy to think that we went from how Sonic possibly could have looked from that very first trailer that they ever released to holy shit, we live in a timeline where we've gotten like live and learn as a leitmotif in the third film. some more like slight nods towards the games as well, and very well, for the most part, very well represented characters. Like, I feel like Knuckles' portrayal in the movies is a very solid one. Like they did the whole like Knuckles getting tricked by Eggman to doing his bidding, because that's what happens in the games. That's what used to happen in the games. That's what happened when he was first introduced, and that's what happened in Sonic Adventure. Knuckles was tricked multiple times in the games, and that was essentially what happened in Sonic 2 with Knuckles' introduction into the movie universe, where Robotnik tricks him into just, you know, helping him to further his own end while being none the wiser, and that works very well for him. But as outside of that, like from then on, like defends the Master Emerald and maintains like an absolute utter like certainty and seriousness when it comes to that, because it's an oath that he has taken on, and it was an oath that he made with Sonic and Tails at the end of the second movie. And how they did stuff with Shadow in Sonic 3, I love a lot as well. Like, it's of course different from the games, that was inevitable, but how they did it still works, and I really like that. I also realized I put these two on the same damn layer again, and I'm very upset. Oh, God. Yeah, no, do need to revisit the first and the second movie once, third comes out on digital, because, like, it's happened for the Americas already, but, it hasn't happened here in the UK yet, which, in my opinion, doesn't make too much sense, considering the fact that in America and in the UK, the film Sonic 3 came out on the same day, basically. So I don't know why we don't have it in the UK on digital yet, and it's stupid. Like, I could understand for Transformers 1, because we didn't get Transformers 1 in the UK cinemas until like a month later, which I had a thought. Yeah, Heater? Had a thought. Movies exist. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, movies exist. I'm surprised you haven't done like Marty McFly for your favorite characters thing. I fucking called it. My literal first instant thought when you said that was exactly what you were thinking, because I know you well enough, because I know that you really love Marty McFly in the Back to the Future movies. I get the feeling you're gonna throw Indy on that list as well, because you love the Indiana Jones movies too. Like, am I wrong in assuming that? First of all. And I'd be quite surprised if I was wrong, but like I'd be quite surprised if I was wrong in assuming that Indy was going on the list, I mean. Now, as I was saying, I do appreciate how simplified this thing is for references and whatnot. This one sounds familiar. It's Geocentric Town, okay. But yeah, no, there are movies and stuff that I want to like rewatch and whatnot. Anime as well, among other things. Not sure exactly what I do want to rewatch soon, but there are some things in mind. Do 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 do. Now, I know this is from Pokemon Black and White, but I can't remember what song this is. Anvil Town. Right. Or Anvil Town. I'm assuming it's just Anvil Town. Surprisingly enough, it was the first, like, town I thought of with this song. Now these ones have a little bit more detail. And then these ones are a bit more detail. Oh, they're roughly the same amount of detail as that other one. Like the one here. I think I definitely also used this one once upon a time back in 2020. Because it looks about like one of the ones I used back in 2020 when I was learning stuff back then as well. Kind of amazing that somehow I can still remember what some of the art reference sheets that I have used previously look like. So I guess it's not too far-fetched. This is layer 6. I guess, like, posing my arm in the same way, I guess it does make sense, aside from, you know, my lack of this level of muscle definition. For now. I say for now. Because who knows, maybe eventually. Oop. Right. Right. Let me think. This feels a bit too long. Also, thing that I'm thinking of, the little hand reference that you drew here, it kind of reminds me of the one, hand emote that you use when you're asking someone to, like, give you something. It was like the hand, like, the palm facing down hand. Right. I did it again, didn't I? Right. Oh, it's Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't remember this song! But then again, it's been a few years since I fully played through the game, so understandable. Right. Okay, arms. Oh, I did save. Whoops. I think I'll do some practice with legs, and then I'll move on to doing a proper thing. So, which means I gotta find some good references for legs now too. So, just a moment. And believe me, it's not the first time I've had to look for legs as a drawing reference. So it's still fairly fresh within my search terms. It's kind of annoying trying to find nice ones, and sometimes they're just very, very pixelated and low res. I guess one of these ones will help. Save that. I think I have this one too. Yeah, I do. I'm noticing that some of the ones I'm finding are ones that I've already saved previously, but I'm essentially saving a duplicate of in my little references folder. Oh wait, no, now I remember something that I do definitely want to practice at some point. I definitely want to get better with like foreshortening and stuff. Because I feel like having a better grasp on that and how it's supposed to look. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, having a better grasp on that and how it's supposed to look with foreshortening would help make some of my pieces look a lot more dynamic. Rather than, you know, things looking very stiff. Because that tends to happen quite a bit. I don't think I need any more for the time being. I think I've found a few that work. So perspective by enemy. I'm better at it now than I was even in uni, but yeah, it's like, if I was to use something as an example, hold on. Let me see if I can find something in like my, I guess, my long-standing collection of stuff. Also, I'm remembering that I did draw the Riku Shinji chair eventually, and I was happy about that. Okay, I'm struggling to remember a thing. Oh god, I'm seeing back in here, like, when I originally made my Twitch channel. I need to update that. I need a new Twitch channel icon. I can't find a particularly good example. Sad. Anyway, so hard to remember what movies you like. I can understand that. Sometimes it's difficult for me to remember movies and stuff that I like. There we go. Whole bunch of legs and stuff. Also, ad break starts in about a minute. So... Ooh, gosh. Sorry about that. Some of these are fairly straightforward, like giving like an actual front and back view, side views, how they look when like the legs are bent and whatnot. or when they're crossed over. Oh, it's like muscle, 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 bone. This is like, oh, the structure of the knee, and that goes under the knee, and then that's the inner and the outer leg, and that was my arm thing. I'll probably take a look at these a little bit over the ad break, because that is starting in 10 seconds. So, ad break starts. I'm going to throw up the sign. I'm going to mute myself as usual, and I'm going to take a small break, and I'll see you all in a few moments. I won't be too long. Right, and I did it again. I keep doing this! Alright, we're back. Okay, so... Okay, legs. Legs. Oop. Honestly, I feel like the one thing that I do appreciate about like going back and doing all the basics and stuff again, is, well, I guess how much it lets me keep a grasp on like certain things within posing, I suppose. Especially if it's like learning different angles for different like limbs and parts of the body and how they look either in motion or like being like flexed or bent or so on and so forth. Or at the very least trying to understand how long or how short certain like things should be. And I know it's a case of like in some cases not all of them are just the same. Right. Right, that is one pair of legs. I did not mean to copy that. Whoops. Right. Then we'll do legs from the or leg from the side, because this is a good thing to understand as well. Do 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 do. I might have fluffed this up a little bit. Ah! Ba-da-ba-ba. Do, do, do. Right. Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I do like all the different poses and stuff for some of these legs too, and this. Just listen here. You've almost got it. You've almost done it. And once you've done it, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You can do it. I believe in you. There we go. How did I move this down? I think it was because I... Never mind. I think that was on me. That was kind of on me. do, 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 do. Right. To be fair, doing like this whole little thing is gonna be helpful, so I'll move this down. Something very funny to you. What up, Peter? On your whole thing, not a single word. Crazy. Bro says, bro. I was gonna say, bro says that he also appreciates women, but has no women on and need to have a think. I was gonna throw out them, what about, like, any characters from Dorohedoro, but, there we go. Cool. Right. I want to do this one next. Right. And I didn't mean to slightly rotate that. I'm going to need to shift this a little bit. New layer. And then... I might study the ones from here now. And it just sort of gets there, and then it curves around like that. Also, I have to say, it's kind of scary how quickly time's going by on stream today. Am I the only one who's thinking that? Because it's already 20 past 11. It just feels kind of unreal in a way. Right. So, gonna get rid of some of the little lines to actually make it look a bit more defined. And I guess in a way, if I take this, copy and paste, move it, let's invert, expand, shrink. How do I... Oh, wait. And I wasn't intending on having it be the other leg. What I'm intending to do is do the back leg, or back of the... Which, to be fair, in, like, duplicating things and then having it be, like, the opposite, like, the other side of the thing in this way is actually kind of clever for stuff. Now, I'm gonna take both of the... Oh, wait. Why was I pressing the Windows key? I'm gonna take these, move these, shrink both of these, and put them where they need to be. Cool. Right. That was productive. Now, I'm not sure what set of references I want to sort of use next. Um... I might have done some of these leg poses before. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-do. To be fair, it wouldn't be surprising if I had already. Sounds familiar. This song... It's... Human City Art or the Human City Gym. Oh yeah, I forgot they made this... Damn it. One thing I... Again, need to zoom in a little more on this one. Now the more I think about it, then I realize, oh yeah, I think I have done this pose, or learned the pose for these, like, or this... Ugh, God. I have tried doing this pose for the legs before. Because the more I look at it, the more I realize that, damn, I have done it. Like, it looks way too familiar. I forgot that this is what Lavender Town's theme is in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Like, it lacks any of the fear factor or the scary factor from what people think of the original Lavender Town song. Desperately searching my anime list in Steam for women I like and I'm struggling. I mean, I made a mention of it earlier. What about characters from Dorohedoro? Really? I like them, but they're not big favorite. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Oh. Oh, sorry about that. Right. Right, just making sure that was on that on its own separate layer. And it was. Cool. This one might be good to try and break down, perhaps. And then I think soon I'm gonna try and plan out other things, like the PNG stuff, maybe. Not fully with the PNG, probably just like doing little doodly bits of what I would want it to look like, perhaps? And then possibly trying to get on with bits of it towards the end of stream, perhaps? Just have to wait and see. But yeah, oh, there we go. Right, so this one I want to break down because it's, and at the very least, in my opinion, it's an interesting angle. Right. Just gonna make a little edge there for where the path is supposed to meet. Sounds familiar. This one... Oh, it's Scarlet and Violet. The polar biome from the terrarium from Scarlet and Violet's Indigo Disc DLC. That's the one. I was thinking it sounded familiar, and then I remember, because... like, all the little biomes within that area are just... Yippee! One left! But yeah, no, all of the biomes in that area just are variations on the same theme. Yeah, that works. Oh, this is also Pokemon Sleep. Snowdrop Tundra. I don't think I unlocked that area in Sleep. I can't remember. Ouch. Yeah, no, I don't know if I actually did unlock this, because then there was that period of time where I thought, oh god, it's affecting my alarms. I can't wake up. No, it wasn't. I thought it was. But it turns out, I don't know, I think something was up with me setting alarms and how loud they were being. It wasn't affecting my alarms at all. It was, because it was never affecting them in the first place, but... Right, I think 1 or 2 more from legs, and then I will start planning out what I'm wanting to try and do with the PNG stuff. To be fair, I could go back to Pokemon Sleep now that I have a thing that's not my phone as alarms. So I arguably could go back to it and try and pick up from where I left off. Right, I'm gonna... Oh wait, I put this on the same layer, whoops. I meant to create another layer. Right. Having a bit of a think about how I was doing it before. I'm going to do it this way this time. Oop! Ow, ow, ow. Also, there's one thing I'm curious about when it comes to work tomorrow. Odd thing, as I normally say, odd thing to talk about, like some work bits on stream and whatnot. But so my work is preparing to move into, like, from where it currently is into a shop that's, or into a store space that's been empty for the past almost 2 years now. And the interesting part about this process of, like, us getting ready for that has been watching the shop where we, or the space where we currently are now, slowly shrink and grow more and more empty as the weeks go by. Bearing in mind this is happening in like just a few weeks now, and you know, it's always interesting to, it's always funny to see, oh, more of the shop has disappeared now, so there's less for me to put out. Or I say that, we don't have anything to put out anymore, because I think we've put out all of, like, whatever stock that we've had, like, in the warehouse, and we're not going to be getting any new bits into the old space. It will only be going to, like, where it will be moving to now, in prep for when it opens. So, at the moment, there's, like, whatever lingering bits there are to sort of, put out, and then the rest of it is just making sure things are tidy, getting rid of the old fixtures and all that jazz. So, yeah, this one's looking fine now. Okay, right. I didn't mean to rotate it. Whoops. Right. Cool. So, I need to actually save that so I have it on hand. But yeah, I've got little bits of practicing. Now, in terms of planning out stuff for the PNG, I'll do it one by one. So I don't know, maybe laughing will be the easiest one. Right, so Ian, right, stream, avatar, laughing. Save as, and I need to make sure it's saved into the same folder as my other stream avatar stuff. Oh wait, I should save this as stream avatar laughing mouth open, because there's going to be one for mouth open and one for mouth closed. But then again, if this is my planning stuff, then do I really need to make the... I'll keep this empty file in the folder anyway, but laughing... planning. Also, ad break starts in a few minutes, chat. I pressed H instead of G for... Never mind, never mind. Right, so... Of course, I'm going to go into... I'm going to get my me as a reference. Now, at the moment, I'm not actually doing the full drawing. I want to sketch it out and come up with a few ideas. So, also, it's been ages since I've drawn, like my PNG, my stream avatar, so things are going to look a bit off compared to how it looks now. I do appreciate what structured, just drawing the hair can give to the head. Because it gives me a solid basis, honestly. At the very least, in this case. Normally, I wouldn't do this, but... Now, there's two ideas. There's two ideas I have for the laughing. Oh, the laughing. And... Oh, wait, ad break. We'll continue going over this, once ads are stopped. So I will be right back. I'm okay. Right. Wait, whoops. There we go. Okay, anyway, welcome back. As I was doing before, break, right, so thinking about... Oh, wait, I need to remove the sign. Right. It would be some like my one main idea for the laughter would be like, obviously the arms wouldn't actually look like this. This is just me, like, or this whole thing wouldn't look like as small and compressed and chibi as a whole. But my main idea for the laughing, the laughing. I keep merging laughter and laughing. Very upsetting. Very upsetting, honestly. But yeah, my main idea for the laughing is like the sort of like leaning forward, like laughing very hard sort of thing. Like this. Like, that's my main idea for it, but if I... To not have to redraw the whole head, I'm gonna bring it... Oh, I'm gonna copy and paste it on... Ooh, whoops. Copy and paste it onto another layer. Oh, you finally did it! Yippee! This is... Oh, this is the Aether Paradise from Sun and Moon. And Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but... In terms of the planet... Right, so that's my main idea. The other one is like a leaning back sort of like... Like, hold on. Let me visualize... like a sort of like reaching hand behind like one side of the head, or sort of deal. You know, this being another possible idea for like the laughing stuff, if that makes sense. Ow. Right. I do like both of these ideas, but I feel like there's another idea I can think of. Like, probably like another kind of like leaning forward one, mayhaps. Let me move this over. And then, to be fair, I'll move the first one over as well. And at the very least, with the laughing stuff, I wouldn't have to think about, oh wait, wrong layer. I wouldn't have to think about, like, doing, like, blinking stuff or anything, because if the eyes are closed while laughing, then I don't need... Then, of course, you don't need blinking at all, so... Right, I'm visualizing it in my head, and I'm kind of acting out what I think my other idea would look like. And... oh, gosh. In my opinion, I think it's fairly solid. Merely my opinion, though. So I'll draw it. Right. So, first one. Copy and paste. Move it over. Oh, wait, whoops, I did not. Move it over. I keep forgetting I have to actually do the thing to transform to actually move it before, you know, dragging it over. To be fair, this thing could possibly work for like a little, like nervous, like awkward kind of laughing emote. I could, if I don't use this one for the actual PNG, then I could actually just reserve it for an emote. Because I like how it looks. I like how he looks. Look at him. Look at this guy over here. And this one's like the whole, like, laughing behind your hand kind of thing. Which I think also kind of works. But yeah, to avoid, like, unnecessarily, like, me getting all sort of worked up over trying to get things, done. Oh, sorry. Oh, wait. Okay, I thought I was gonna sneeze there, to be fair. Right, so these are my main three ideas for the laughing. The first one, which I'm leaning heavily towards. This one, which even if I don't use it, I could do like a sort of like nervous, like maybe a nervous laughter or just a general like nervous emote, which I think could work. And then this one, which is kind of similar to that, but it's like the whole laughing behind your hand sort of thing. Like, you know what I mean. So those are my ideas for a laughing um state for the PNG. Ouch. There we go. Sometimes when you've been sat for so long, you just gotta click your back. Ow. Cool. Right. I'm gonna move on to next planning one. So we're gonna go for anger now. And I'm going to make sure it's saved into the folder as well. Right, I have something in mind because compared to the laughing one, like I could have it look very different when I'm not talking compared to when I am talking. So let me think. Whoops. Right, of course, I'm going to copy the head, but it saves me redrawing the entire head. So wait, hold on. Oh wait, wrong layer, whoops. And then paste here. I'm gonna bring this up here. And I don't know if I should have it like be like the pouty sort of like where you're very much like pushing like your lips closer to your nose and you've got like the little vertical wrinkles on your chin, or if I just get rid of them and just leave this as is because this looks fine enough. Maybe, I don't know. And while normally, like, the regular state would just have my hand in my pocket, my hand would just kind of be, like... like, very much kind of, like, more exposed by comparison. Like, the chill sort of demeanor is dropped in this way, in my opinion. And then, like, this would be for the idol, maybe? I'm not sure. And then for the talking, as I said, with this, I could as I said, I could probably have it be very different between, like, just, like, not talking and talking while in the angry state. Right, and then, like, the actual, like, talking bit can be, like, sort of, like, leaning forward and flailing arms about type thing. It could be that. Of course, I know things are slightly inaccurate because parts of the neck and whatnot are missing in my lip sketches, but for what it's worth, it works well. Now, I'm gonna be quite honest. Starting to feel a little. I'm starting to feel a little bit tired. And I want to sort of like have a bit of a chill and relax before bed. So, although it's a bit earlier than normal, I'm going to call things there for today. So, to people who showed up and everyone watching things back on the VOD, whether it's here on Twitch or on YouTube, depending on when you're watching this. Thank you ever so much for showing up today. I really appreciate it. Next stream will, of course, be Sunday. It will be Game Dev Sunday again. Regarding what I'm going to do on that Sunday, I'm not too sure yet. I'm going to have a bit of a think about it. Either I continue working on stuff with the game, or I actually use Game Dev Sunday as a chance to do stuff in Blender. I'm not sure, but you know, possibilities for Sunday. But anyway, again, thank you ever so much for being here, and as always, I will see you all again in the very next one. Bye-bye!